Okay, let's do a longer YouTube. I'm going to watch this anyway. I found it kind of interesting. June the 15th here.
This video is for you. From ancient cities and holy sites to natural wonders and stunning coastlines, Israel
I
is
was there
packed
once,
with places that feel like
2019.
stepping into a different time, or even another world.
Some pastors
Whether
go
you're
twice a
religious,
year.
spiritual,
Really?
curious, or just
Oh,
love
nice.
breathtaking scenery,
Too
these
busy.
are the
Too busy
25
doing what?
places you absolutely must see in Israel before you die.
Too busy
So grab your
playing golf
virtual
on the golf
backpack.
courses?
We're taking you on a once-in-a-lifetime journey through the Holy Land. Jerusalem, Old City. Let's start with the heart of Israel, and for many, the heart of the world, Jerusalem's Old City. Walk through its ancient gates, and you'll feel the weight of history with every step. The Old City is divided into 4 quarters: Jewish, Christian, Muslim, and Armenian. It's home to the Western Wall, the Church of the Holy Sepulchre, and the Dome of the Rock, 3 of the most sacred places on earth. No matter your faith, the spiritual energy.
I didn't even go there to put the
and at night,
prayers
when
in
the
the
stones glow under the lights,
prayer
it's
wall.
truly unforgettable.
Really?
Masada, Desert Fortress of Freedom. High on a desert cliff, Masada tells a powerful story. It's an ancient
They want to be
fortress
legalistic
where
about their
Jewish
Sabbath,
rebels
but they
made their
went
final
there
stand against the Roman
and the bus
Empire.
driver had to
get
work.
there, you can hike the
Yeah, it's
snow path
okay
or
if
ride
somebody
a
else
cable
works,
car.
right? That's
At
not what the Bible
sunrise,
says.
the view of the Dead Sea
I
and
stayed at the
surrounding
resort.
cliffs is
I didn't need to
breathtaking.
see it.
And when you hear the story of courage, resistance, and tragic sacrifice,
Technicalities.
you'll never forget this place.
It gets so
The
technical,
Dead
but
Sea
it's okay if
flows
somebody
above
else
it.
works.
There's no other place like the Dead Sea.
Dead
It's the
Sea,
lowest
I was
point on
there.
Earth
I like
and
it.
almost 10 times saltier than the ocean.
No,
That means
Saskatchewan,
floating up
your
and trying. Just lean back and relax. No
your
swimming
lake
needed.
there,
Plus,
Lake
the
Manitou,
mineral-rich mud
Dead Sea
is
of
famous for its
Saskatchewan.
healing
No,
properties.
not even
People
close.
come from all over the world to cover themselves in mud and rinse off in the
I'm
warm,
sure how
salty
dark.
waters. It's fun, it's weird, and it's something you'll want to do at least once in your life. Tel Aviv, the city that never sleeps.
Here's Tel Aviv.
Jerusalem is ancient and
Party town.
spiritual. Tel Aviv is modern and alive. It's Israel's cultural capital.
That's why Zechariah 14 in the north has more abortions. Zechariah 14 says half. He knew us in the womb. See? We're not making connections to a lot of this, to the Bible.
It's not just a city.
There you go.
Sea of Galilee.
Party town.
Peace and miracles. The Sea of Galilee
Sea
isn't
of Galilee.
actually a sea, it's a freshwater lake.
I didn't realize
What
that
makes
either.
it special is its deep spiritual meaning. This is where Jesus walked on water, calmed the storm, and fed thousands. Today, the area is calm and peaceful. You
Some
can
days
visit
not.
the Mount of Beatitudes, Capernaum, and other biblical sites. Or just sit by the water, listen to the waves, and feel the quiet presence of
You have the
history and
little
faith.
mini fish
Nazareth, the town where
feeding
it all
on you.
began. Nazareth is known as the childhood home of Jesus. It's a small town with deep meaning. Visit the Basilica of the Annunciation, one of
I don't
the
even
most
remember
beautiful
seeing that.
churches in the Middle East, built over the place where Mary is believed to have received
See, we didn't have a
the
Catholic
angel
tour.
Gabriel's message.
Okay.
Walk the streets of the old market. Try local foods like kanafe and fresh bread, and feel the blend of old world charm and holy tradition. The Jordan River water of baptism.
And we think he made the water into fermented wine, right?
It's a symbol of transformation.
Jordan. Some were being baptized in the Sea of Galilee, fresh water. Why? They were being heckled by their own Jewish community here.
Religious or not, standing in the water here feels like stepping into a
I got
sacred
dunked there
moment.
again.
You'll
The
feel
guy was
connected
reluctant to do it.
to
He
faith,
wouldn't
to
do it here the other
and to
year,
something
too.
bigger than yourself.
Just a few days ago
The
during
birthplace of Jesus,
their baptism.
just a short drive from Jerusalem.
Lots are doing it in
Bethlehem is the site of
U.S.
one of the most
as adults
important
again.
events in
It's the Holy
Christian
Spirit
history,
that came
the
on
birth of
Jesus, not...
Visit the Church of the Nativity, built over the exact spot believed to be his birthplace.
That was in
The
Bethlehem.
church
There was
itself is
unrest there.
ancient,
We didn't
full
go
of
there.
gold, candles, and mosaics.
It was
The
closed
city
off
also
when we
has
were
a
there.
vibrant Christian community and lots of places to buy hand-carved olive wood souvenirs. It's a must-visit during the Christmas season.
Christmas.
Haifa, beauty on the mountain. Haifa is built on the slopes of Mount Carmel.
There's no
and
sheep in the
offers
high country
stunning
of
views
Israel in
of the
December.
Mediterranean Sea.
We should learn what
But the real star
Hanukkah
is the Baha'i Gardens. 19 terraces of perfectly trimmed
Baha'i?
greenery cascading down the hillside. It's one of the most peaceful and visually stunning places in the country. You don't need to be Baha'i to enjoy the beauty. Just stand at the top, look down, and let the view speak for itself. Mount of Olives, view of prophecy and peace. Just outside the old city of Jerusalem, the Mount of Olives offers one of the most iconic views in all of Israel.
Yeah, the Kindred Valley's at the bottom.
You can see the golden
It's a garbage
dome of
dump.
the
They
rock,
throw the
ancient city walls,
garbage
and
over the
centuries
wall
of
from
history
Bethany.
laid
That's
out
where
before your eyes.
Martha's house
The
was.
Bible says Jesus wept over Jerusalem from this very mountain.
The super rich are buried there. They think there's going to be a resurrection from the Mount of Olives. Zechariah 14, right here, says no, the saints come with him.
The Western Wall, pray in silence. Located in the old city
Pray
of
in
Jerusalem,
silence.
the Western Wall is one of the holiest
No,
places for
I
Jewish people. But you don't have
pray
to be Jewish
directly
to feel
to
the
my
power
king,
of this site.
not
Thousands of
a
people from around
note
the
in a
world
wall.
come to place handwritten prayers into the cracks of the stone wall. You'll see men and women standing.
I believe it
in
was more of
silence,
the wall
heads
of the
bowed.
Roman fortress
It's a
anyway.
place of peace, tears, and deep connection, no matter your background. 12. Yad Vashem, Holocaust Remembrance. Yad Vashem isn't
Yeah,
just a
we sent
museum.
that.
It's a powerful experience. It's Israel's official
Yeah.
memorial to the 6 million Jews who were murdered during the Holocaust. Inside, you'll find personal stories, photos, videos, and artifacts that speak louder than words. The
I
children's
saw
memorial
pictures
is
of
especially moving.
soldiers
Dark, quiet,
taking
and lit by just a few
alcohol.
candles reflected
It causes
in the
violence.
mirrors. Visiting Yad Vashem is emotional, but necessary. It reminds us of the horrors humanity
A lot of
is
the
capable
soldiers
of,
were all
and the
doped up
importance of never
so they
forgetting.
could run the tanks
Farin Akko, Acre,
night and day
Crusader
into
history and
France.
coastal charm. If you love history and old stone streets, Akko is a dream. This ancient port city is filled with underground Crusader halls, Ottoman buildings, and colorful
Ottoman
gardens.
Empire
Walk
lasted
along the
600
old city
years.
walls and watch
In
the
every
sea
country,
crash
Eastern
below.
Europe, was
Akko
crossed with
was once
solar
a major
eclipses.
stronghold
First
for
World
knights
War,
and
they all
empires.
fell.
Today, it's a mix of old and new, history, culture, and great seafood. It's one of those places where every alley tells a story. Eilat, Red Sea Paradise. At the southern tip of Israel lies Eilat, a
We didn't
sunny
get
beach
down there.
town on the Red Sea. If you want to relax,
Way down
snorkel,
south.
or dive in crystal clear water, this is your spot.
Not very good.
Coral reefs, colorful fish,
They don't even
and
have.
warm water make
It's
Eilat
not even a
favorite for
real
locals
busy
and
port
tourists.
because it's way in the
There's also
south.
dolphin watching, desert hikes, and even
Doesn't have
tax-free
even good
shopping. It's
connections
Israel's
to the
version
rest
a
of the
tropical
country.
escape without leaving the country. Number 15, Mount Carmel, Fire and Faith. Mount Carmel is where the prophet Elijah called down fire from heaven in a dramatic showdown against false prophets. Today, you can visit the site known
But
as
people don't
Muhrakam,
believe Elijah
which
went to the
offers
third
sweeping
heaven.
views of the Jezreel Valley. There's a peaceful monastery
Psalm
here,
68,
and a garden to sit and
20,000
reflect.
chariots, and the
Whether
Lord
you're
was with
into
him.
Bible stories
But I thought he
or
only
just want a
came once.
mountaintop experience,
Really?
this is a sacred place where heaven once answered with fire. Number 16, Jaffa, the port of Jonah and Peter. Jaffa, or Yaffo, is one of the oldest ports in the world. It's mentioned in the Bible as the place where Jonah tried to flee from God. It's also where Peter had his vision about clean and unclean animals. Today, Jaffa is part of Tel Aviv.
But we just say a few
but it
magic
has a
words and
completely
everything's
different
okay now,
feel.
right?
Stone streets, art galleries,
Read Isaiah
and a beautiful
66.
view of the sea.
Mr. Lutheran that don't
It's
have it in
peaceful,
your seminary even.
walkable, and full of spiritual
Yeah,
history.
just had 65.
Price is down. If you
Whoop.
don't buy them now, they won't be available again
Advertising.
at this price.
Okay.
These are
We used to have
eyeglasses
to
you
wait
never
for that
seen
to
inside a
end,
store.
right? Well, we'll just
This is
do
because it is a
this.
special smart zoom glass.
There, we're got it
Number
ended.
17,
Okay.
Beit Shean, ancient Rome in the Holy Land. If you want to step back into Roman times, visit Beit Shean. This ancient city features massive ruins, columns, amphitheaters,
I remember
and
seeing the
bathhouses
aqueduct too.
that feel like something out of
Swam
Italy
in the
or Greece.
Mediterranean. It's twice
And
as
it's all
salty
right
as the
here in
Atlantic.
Israel. It's also the place where King Saul's body was hung by the Philistines after his death.
Wow.
Beit Shean is quiet, massive
I don't remember.
and
I
strangely
remember some of the
untouched.
things like this.
It's one of the most underrated archaeological sites in the Middle East. Number 18, Mount Tabor, the Mount of Transfiguration. Mount Tabor is believed by many to be the site of the Transfiguration, where Jesus shined like the sun and spoke with Moses and Elijah. At the top,
That's
you'll
why they
find a
figure
beautiful
Moses
church,
and Elijah are
peaceful
two
gardens,
witnesses, but
and panoramic
it
views
says
of the
3
surrounding
places that
valley.
Moses died.
It's a holy place
Enoch
for Christians,
was
but
caught
also
up,
a
so
great
I believe
nature
it's
stop for anyone who loves a quiet walk
Elijah
with the
and
view.
Enoch, the 2
Number
witnesses that come.
19, Rosh Hanikra, sea caves at the edge of
They
the
come
nation.
after the
At the
rapture.
very
Why?
northern tip
Most
of
people
Israel,
won't believe
right
it,
by the border
and
with
only a
Lebanon,
few.
you'll find
Most will
Rosh
believe
Hanikra. This spot is
UFOs took
famous for
them.
its stunning white cliffs and
Mainstream
sea
media
caves
is not going
formed
to tell
by
us the
waves
truth.
crashing into the rock over thousands of years. A cable car takes you down the cliff.
Cable
And once
car.
inside, the echo
Oh, I
of the
remember
waves
this.
bouncing through
Yeah,
the
I remember
caves
this.
feels like something from another world. Its natural beauty and geological
You can go
wonder
into
all
some
in
of
one.
the
Number
caves
20,
when,
Safed, Tzfat, the city of mystics.
but you can get caught if the
Safed is a
storms
hilltop
come
town
in.
northern Israel, known for its deep connection to Jewish mysticism and the Kabbalah. But even if you're
Kabbalah.
not religious, the place
But you
has
want
a
the Star of
unique
David,
energy.
right? Kabbalah.
Blue-painted doors, narrow alleys, candlelit art
Should
shops,
have the
and
menorah
live
instead
music
of the Star of
drifting through
David,
the
I believe.
streets. It's spiritual, artistic, and peaceful all at once.
It's more symbolic
People
of
come to
Israel.
Safe to find
And the fig
inspiration,
tree.
and
The
many
fig
say
tree
they
can
live
have
changed.
3 harvests
Number
in an
21,
optimal year.
Caesarea, where Rome met the Holy Land. Imagine walking on Roman streets, but in Israel. That's Caesarea. Built by King Herod, this ancient port city once hosted kings, gladiators, and apostles. Paul was even imprisoned here before being sent to Rome. Today, you'll find well-preserved ruins, amphitheaters,
Oh, I remember
aqueducts,
this,
and
yeah.
mosaics right by the sea. It's perfect for a
Yeah.
sunset walk,
I think that
combining
the
history,
aqueduct.
beauty, and Bible stories in one unforgettable stop. Number 22.
That by the
Engedi,
sea, went swimming
oasis
in it.
the desert. Engedi is a natural paradise in the Judean desert. Waterfalls, hidden caves, palm trees, and wildlife make it feel like a secret world. This is where David hid from King Saul. And yes, those same caves are still there. Hike the trails, swim in cool springs,
Elijah was
and
hid
feel
behind
peaceful
the
spirit that has
waterfall,
drawn people
too.
here for thousands of years.
They
It's
couldn't
proof
find him.
that even in the
The
desert,
birds
life
fed him.
can bloom. Number 23, Tomb of the Patriarchs, Abraham's resting place. In Hebron, you'll find one of the oldest religious sites in the world, the Tomb of the Patriarchs. According to tradition, this is where Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, Sarah, Rebekah, and Leah are buried. Jews, Christians, and Muslims all see this place as sacred. It's powerful to stand there, knowing you're near the resting place of the people who began the biblical story of faith. Number 24, Valley of Elah, where David faced Goliath. It's just a quiet valley
Oh, I
today.
remember this,
But
yeah.
thousands of years ago, this was the site of one of the most famous battles
How many
in
brothers
history.
did Goliath have?
David versus
How
Goliath.
come he picked up 5
You can
stones?
still walk the land where the young shepherd picked up 5 stones and changed history forever. Some visitors even collect stones from the riverbed, imagining what it must have been like to face a giant with nothing but faith. Number 25, the Sea of Galilee, heart of Jesus' ministry. We end where so much began. The Sea of Galilee, peaceful, beautiful, timeless. This is where Jesus walked on water, calmed the storm,
It's a
fed
freshwater lake.
thousands, and called his disciples.
Some of the Jews were
Visit
being
the Mount of
baptized there
Beatitudes, sail on a
at the
wooden boat,
resort
or
area
sit
because they were
quietly
being
by the
heckled
shore.
at
The air feels different here. It's
the
more
Jordan
than just a
River.
lake, it's the heart of the
The
gospel.
Jordan River
And for many,
feeds in
it's the
here
place
from the
they feel
mountains up
closest to
north,
God.
down to
Conclusion.
the Dead Sea.
Why these places matter. These 25 places aren't just tourist spots. They're spiritual touch points, places where heaven
And we
and
saw
earth once
holograms
met.
of the
Whether you're exploring the
tabernacle at
footsteps of prophets,
Shiloh. There
relaxing
was
by
no
the
wall
Red
to
Sea,
touch.
or walking
I
the
should
dusty
put that
roads
out.
of Galilee, each location
Should
tells
put
part
that
of a
out
much
more. I
bigger
did a
story.
little bit, but
Israel may be small,
I wasn't doing
but it
much
holds
YouTube
some
back
of the
then.
greatest wonders, mysteries, and memories the world has ever known. So if you ever get the chance, go. Walk the land, see the history, and feel the presence. Because some
Well,
places
only
don't
15
just
minutes
visit,
here.
you carry them with you forever.
That's
Founded
pretty
your
good,
kayak
huh?
company because you love the ocean, not spreadsheets. You need to hire.
I need Indeed.
Indeed, you do.
Cancel that.
Sponsored.
See what else is on. Ah.
2,100 years old. That's how old the structure that Herod built above Maras Machpelah is. When you look at it, it gives you somewhat of a magnitude, a size. It gives you the understanding. Like
Lots of tours still happening. Some of the planes, yeah, okay. It's dangerous. Dangerous flying anywhere. It's not as dangerous. National Transportation Safety Board said the actual numbers of plane crashes are down in the U.S. Mainstream media is doing a real number on people. Every little private plane crash, like in San Diego, is national news. What? You don't. It's unfortunate, but you don't report every little car crash national news, really. Hey, if it's a public vehicle like a transit bus in Saskatchewan, I would blame the Saskatchewan government more for that than anybody. It's so much easier to blame the driver and the pilot and everything else. Where was the tugboats on the ship that hit the big bridge? Yeah. I chased some of this stuff around. We can make stuff safer too. Okay? We should learn. I saw steps over there. No railing. Great big, high, long steps with no railing. Well, we learned to put a railing up, don't we? Okay? Especially when it's icy in Canada here. Okay? On and on. We should and should do better. Cannot make a plane fly without any power. It's called self-rotation gyrocopter blades on the top. Yeah, have some parachutes. They can push a military tank out of a plane and land it with parachutes. But we can't make a plane because the love of money. And how many people have tour after tour after tour.
compared to what Beit HaMikdash was. So you can just imagine how gigantic Beit HaMikdash was. We're going to be joined by Rabbi Simcha Hachbaum, a longtime resident of Hebron, but also the director of tourism.
This is the oldest,
Yeah, tourism is big business there. The guy didn't know how the freshwater fish got into the sinkhole. Well, I can kind of guess. You're involved with tourism. You're out there with your kayak and your camera. Okay? We stock freshwater lakes here with fish for more tourism. Hey, I don't know how the fish got there. Maybe you don't want to know. You don't want to say. Liars, liars, liars. Buyers are liars, right? Okay. Hey, some of the fresh water fish, after the female is fertilized, can go right for the bird. Yes, it's possible. That's how fish get into high mountain lakes. Okay. You know, salmon swim up the stream to lay the eggs. Okay, but some get into high mountain lakes. But no. But here's Zechariah 14. Living waters. Hey, from the mountain of Jerusalem, they found aquifer water for the huge orchards, and now there's living waters from the mountain, former sea and hindered sea. That's how they're surviving in Gaza. They tried to flood them out. There's water, and they're probably growing mushrooms underground like they did in France during the Second World War. Okay, come on. But no, give these nice tours. The tour guide didn't know anything about the banana plantation. I found out from the gardener. He was working on the flower bed. He gets extra hours. I found out things. I asked people things. I talked to people. They were worried that I was going to get them into trouble. Oh, really? People wanted to know. But no, you're afraid. You're allowing... Peter said, I ought to obey God rather than man. See, he did that after, got the boldness after he got baptized. You're talking about the Holy Spirit the last couple Sabbaths, but did they want to baptize me out at the lake? I got dunked again in Jordan. They didn't want to do that either. I already asked the other group that's doing it, and they said they'd do it for me. Good. Okay. What are we taught? Oh, just once is enough. Just once is an infinite is enough. What are they teaching? Okay. Yeah. It's the Holy Spirit that came on Jesus. Jesus didn't need to get baptized for salvation. Yeshua is our salvation. Okay, Peter got bold after he got out of the boat. But what are they teaching? Stay in the boat. Well, the ark is sinking. Sounds nice. Stay in the ark. Noah died after their event. Lot had to get out of the city. He died. They both be needed resurrected. With Lot, the opposite the building is tearing down. Well, what are they doing? I told the one group maybe you should put it underground, more of a bomb shelter. He kind of looked at me stupid.
2,100 years old, the structure on top of the double cave. Throughout all the years and generations, Jews have coming whenever they're in trouble. You come to your grandparents to get that hug, to get that chizuk and support.
Yeah, lots of tourism. Yeah, politics all the way around. Okay. Lots of Americans were up for the energy oil show. These coming weeks, the G7. We got a known felon coming to Canada. What else is new? Show me an American that doesn't try to fudge his tax and then funnel to Canadian casinos. Al Capone did, and they got him not for racketeering, for tax evasion. But the vice president could pardon Mr. Trump. Oh. But every little dictator country can be in the UN. Really, but nothing said about that. Hey, Alberta could be landlocked? No. Not as landlocked as Switzerland. About the same population. But I think they vote on the UN too. California has as much population as all of Canada. Nigeria, 5 times the population. What, only one vote in the UN? What? How about basing it on what the size of the country is? And the state? No, every little dictator country. You wonder why you got problems. They should just shut it down. It's a bunch of nonsense. And the mainstream media just goes on and on about this. The UN climate crisis. Yeah. Hey, how warm was it in the UK 500 years ago? They had vineyards. They froze 250 years ago when the glaciers got the largest. Volcanoes were going off. We're not being told about the volcanoes going off, are we? Just south of Mexico City. The Mexican truck driver, this is not home for him, flies south every 6 months, sees family and grandparents and everything else, maybe have another kid. Hey, recreation time at home. He lives in the back of the truck, but his flight was canceled. They had to call him from the Calgary, Alberta, Canada airport. We're not being told. When the east goes flooding, that's the ash cloud went that direction, to the east. That's when Hawaii was dry and Maui was burning. Duh! How come we're not being told this? Mount Etna and the Mediterranean, we hear about some of it. What do you think Crimea had an early snowstorm? And the big drones I told people were the farms already had them. Affect the war big time in Ukraine. Hey, Mr. American, why are you supporting the war? Well, who do you think owns the 100,000-acre farms in the Ukraine? Okay, they're on the New York Stock Exchange. Follow the money. And no, not all the Jews are super rich. They're not all from Kazakhstan or from Western Europe. Moses had a wife from North Africa. Okay? What are we being taught? Okay? Gonna have all these tours. The one guy had maybe more of a Roman Catholic tour. Didn't get much out of. Now he goes to JW's. Oh. Well, he didn't believe in the Canaanite idea of the soul being internally in some torment. No, neither do I anymore. But he's the God of the living. We will be resurrected like Lazarus. Resurrected on the fourth day, Mr. Orthodox Jew. Why? You ever wonder why they didn't like Yeshua so much? They were politically appointed priests. What do we got now? You got a diploma from some higher education where they teach you psychology. It's a self-esteem. This lights don't light himself up. But who takes this magazine into a Hebrew Sabbath group? Hey, it's more Sunday stuff. My wife left her Sunday boat, went into the Hebrew boat. Now she's off today, Sunday, today. Which boat are you in? Meaning, they don't say boat, they say which church, which synagogue, it's terminology, okay? Peter got out of the boat. Okay, what are they teaching? It's all in the future yet. Really? Zechariah 14. The ambassadors are already chosen. One guy says, if it's in sequence like this, so close together, it's important to know. 3 times. Hey, if the teacher says something 3 times on the white or blackboard, remember it's on the exam. He's practically telling you what's on the exam, and you don't remember it? You wonder why the other student got better marks? Well, take note. Maybe you should stop looking and pay attention. One teacher gave me static. I said, yeah, but I think we should call the fire department. There was a fire outside. Oh. Hey. But the saints come with him. There's no resurrection but Mount Olives, Mr. Orthodox Jew, Mr. Pantrib. Okay? Where's he come from? Some cave where Enoch was taken to? What? Okay. These things are happening. The young guy, half my age, thinks he knows so much. I told him you're in diapers yet when I was in seminary. Okay? But he doesn't want to read Zechariah chapter 5. The missiles, talent of lead, heavy weight from Shinner, Iran. Gives the dimensions even. Just happened to be the size of the missiles in the museum piece of the submarine New York Harbor. Yeah, the little, on the aircraft carrier. I don't even know how they got into the little space capsule. I don't believe it. The rumor was that the dog had come back dead in the Soviet bloc. That's the rumor in the Ukraine. Okay? And the Soviets even questioned if the Saturn rocket had enough strength to even do what they claimed it did. It's lie on top of lie on top of lie. I told people Putin won't do anything until after the Winter Olympics. What happened? The branch. Who's the branch? Well, we're grafted into the vine. Romans chapter 11. I was thrown out the door because the group had talked about 10 and 12. I dared to ask why not 11. I was thrown out the door. I already knew the farmer. Okay, I had been on his farm, not too far from that. Okay? What? I believe that should be capitalized. Maybe it's in the King James 1611 version. Capitalize it. He will bear his glory. Okay? After he comes. Not before. So what's being taught? See, we're being taught he only came once? He came every 1,000 years. Psalm 68, with the 20,000 chariots. He was with them. Okay? Read it. He came he walked with Adam and Eve in the garden. Okay? Servant center candle. Okay? But Matthew 27, 52 and 53 happened right after his resurrection. Do we have to? Let's go to it. People don't want to read this stuff. How come? And a lady asked one guy, kind of a teacher, professor guy, and He just beat around the bush, go around and around and in a circle. Never really answered the lady's question, like, who is these people that were resurrected? Okay? Like, who are these? How many's many? Hey, Mr. JW, that was on the day called first fruits. That's Revelation 14, verse 4. Yeah, it's there. 1 Thessalonians 2 confirms this. It says, asleep coming with him. Okay? They were resurrected. 1 Thessalonians. Not some, doesn't say soul. The guy teaches the souls came back. Most people just avoid it entirely because they don't know what to teach about it. And this guy is trying to teach that some soul comes back. Out of body. How come Lazarus was resurrected on the fourth day? Mr. Orthodox Jew. Wear your beanie. Hey, the ladies, when you're married. No, I don't care for the beanie that much. They wear their garb in places, and then what? Trying to find 1 Thessalonians 4. Corinthians. The T's are all together. See? Oh, let's go to Revelation 14. Jude. Just a little book of Jude. Only mentions a little bit about Enoch. No. Joel Richardson, you think you have so much discernment, warn other people not to be deceived by it, but you have so much discernment in your mansion. Go sell your mansion. Okay? Trying to condone your post-trib based on the book of Enoch. Enoch did not become the Son of Man, and that's where some of the flat earth stuff comes from. Okay? Yeah, so don't be deceived. But he thinks he has so much discernment that he can read it and not be deceived. How arrogant can you be? These were redeemed from among men, being the first fruits, plural, unto God. This is the 144,000, Mr. JW. And yeah, Mr. Adventist, you want to teach the three angel message. That is a part of it. You're not teaching the entire three angels message when you miss this point. Okay? No wonder it doesn't have this. What? Just teach half of it? These were which defiled with women. No, we're all going to be youthful virgins again. Lazarus, that's why they didn't find him at the dinner party. Okay? Precept upon precept is a little bit different than line upon line. It's appointed unto man once to die. No, Lazarus did not die the second time. What's being promoted here? How come he left from Bethany? Where was Martha's house? See? What's being promoted? Hebrews, Thessalonians, Titus here. First Thessalonians. Okay, that's Second Thessalonians. Okay, now you take the numbers instead of 14 verse 4. Take 4 verse 14. Isn't that ironic how the numbers are just flipped over like that? Okay? Which sleep in Jesus will God bring with him. Who's him? Jesus, Yeshua. Okay, maybe it should be capitalized too. Sleep. Does it say spirit, soul? No. It says sleep. But they want to teach what? Oh, the dead are resurrected first, so they join up with their spirit, then the dead are resurrected. Oh, wow. Denny, I want to take Revelation 11, or rather 20. Okay? Any of you notice 21 is new heaven, new earth? Well, number 8 is considered a new beginning. 7, and you have the 8th. With 20 is the first resurrection. First resurrection. What's he talking about? Only one resurrection? Well, Lazarus was resurrected too. So I guess God made a mistake here or something. No, it's in context with the warning of the second death. Okay? But no, they want to teach, see, there's only one resurrection. Really. And the resurrection of the dead is not the rapture. It's part of the rapture. The word rapture is Latin for harpozo, Greek, English, caught up, okay? We're trying to fit 2 feet into one shoe. It does not fit. Why? Because every 1,000 years he came. Where are we at now? What's going to happen next? Pentecost already happened. Aaron in Hamilton, Ontario, insisting that I text you. And then he turns around and says, well, if anybody knows corrections, do you want to phone me? Do you want to answer me? No, it doesn't appear to be. There it is, Feast of Trumpets. I wrote this down today. Plus or minus 100 days, because I'll probably have it up there for a few days. It's, I think, 102 days or something now. I didn't count the exact Omer count, the countdown. Yeah. 403-830-4124. There's my number. Am I swamped with calls? No. There's my name. It's on my YouTube. My wife did it up for me. I don't know how to do all this. I got actually kicked out of digital marketing school. Yeah, my wife wouldn't sign my pension exemption. Now I have to pay $200 a month from my nice Mark Carney pension check. They're so generous to us seniors. And $210 a month for my CRB funding I got during the lockdown. I kind of knew that would be coming. Yeah, but had to do what you had to do. You got bills to pay, huh? Yeah, well, I don't know how we're going to actually moving into a place, going to have 2 bedrooms. Maybe some couple can even come in with us. Going to have barbecue outside more. A little bit bigger place, that's for sure. My wife has her own washroom. She doesn't like sharing it with other people. Well, she cleaning up his mess all the time, and then we come home getting static for the sink not working. I had to remind him it wasn't working when I moved in here 5 years ago. I had to fix the plumbing. I had to fix your garage door. I had to do this. Did he put the deck out? No, he put new flooring down. But we got the problem. The Canadians got the problem. Really, the rest of them are Filipino. And my wife, she was so annoyed. She found the plunger and had to go open the sink. No, none of them could do it. The ice on the sidewalk, a senior citizen has to do it. On and on and on. Okay? The guy's son should pay his rent. He can pawn off his motorbike instead of borrowing money from my wife. Hey. The city police didn't find his stolen SUV. He got the parking tickets in the mail. He went to an area in town here and found it himself. Isn't that just the way? Okay? I remember now the ticket guys are contractors or whatever, and he said, well, it's not our job. They don't have access to the police files. Well, get the access. Like, the city doesn't even know what the left hand is doing. Okay, they got 2 helicopters. The guy didn't even know that, the counselor. Well, they can't rescue somebody from Bear's Paw Reservoir? Didn't even call the county into the meeting. What, 40 or 50 minutes to rescue a kid if the boat's not busy on the Bow River. Oh, this is wonderful Canada, huh? Wonderful Canada. Don't fall off somewhere and get a coma. They took the guy off life support the same week. Oh, our medical system is so wonderful. Yeah. If you're a hockey player, maybe a celebrity, then you don't have to stand in the queue. The colony guy paid $10,000. The colony's got money for some robotic surgery in Mexico. The Canadian doctors have had to leave the country. They're operating clinics in Mexico. I know some of them. Okay? Why? You do it the government way or you're in big trouble. We got more rules and regulations in Canada. We nicknamed the only radio channel, TV channel some people had was CBC. We nicknamed it Communist Broadcasting years ago. Only in Canada. So great and wonderful. Really. The super rich are getting richer. And it's illegal money coming into this country big time. We nicknamed it Hongkouver. Yes, there was illegal money coming in from Hong Kong. I found that out. Met my wife in Hong Kong. I won the trip. I had to use it up within the same year, so I went twice. Okay? What? It's a business trip the first time. I write it off. Try to write off these things on business trips. Well, you book the trade show first. It's a business trip. The government people, they went down to Ottawa from the city council here. What did they have to go to Ottawa for? Well, the king was there. They tour around on our taxpayer dollar, do all kinds of stuff. Hey, the one YouTube here that talked about the cable card up to Masada. Yeah. But no, they got to have a 5.5 billion underground tunnel. We are spending way more than New York. We're only 1/10 the size. They use cable cars in South America, Colombia, and different countries. I forget which ones. Bolivia had a major problem, so the guy was allowed all kinds of kings. Same name as in Saskatchewan. We're the Saskatchewan family, Gustafson, get the money for the farmland. For the other cousin had the John Deere dealership. Hey, are they that connected? Are they royal family, or did they get the money from Bolivia? Well, I don't know. The super rich are getting richer. This is where we're going. We're going to have an erosion in the middle class after taxes. They're going broke at it. They don't know what to do with it. Inherited $7 million of property, and they don't know what to do with it. And they're borrowing money all summer long, not making enough money in their inherited auto body shop. That's the only reason why they're in the auto body shop. Their father was in the business. Oh, they know a little bit about that. Do they actually know business? I don't think so. It's like the farmers can hear a big farm. Do you actually know how to grow lentils or want to try anything? I learned how to double pot them. Yeah, 2 seeds in every pod. The seed inspector wrote up the estimated yield times 2. He says they're not going to believe me in the office. Okay.
Eventually came back here to Hebron.
Okay. Learn. Do we want to learn? We people inherited wealth a lot of times have their nose stuck up their rear. You know what I mean by that? Hey, a little Canadian humor, huh? Canadians are uptight about the F-bomb word. See, you scratch your nose, got to scratch it with, here, I'll show you my mugshot. Here. My bright lights are bothering me. Okay, so here, okay. Scratch your nose like this. 2 fingers. The guy got upset when I did it. Got to do it this way. You know, and they're not quite sure. Your nose is itchy or what, you know. Just scratch your, you know, noses are special because they're hand-picked, huh? Hey, Mr. Whiskers. Some of them grow whiskers. It's more dignified, you know, more, here's the rabbi. Got some whiskers.
All the paintings are little images of
I missed that. Okay.
that took place. You also know King David was here, and he had his palace here 7.5 years before moving to Jerusalem.
He started out here.
Started here. And this
There,
is where all
he's
the
got
things is the roots
whiskers,
of our nation,
see?
the roots of our people. And this is where we actually are standing now.
We look a little bit more dignified. The guy's got all kinds of whiskers. He thinks he's already sanctified. No, we're justified by his shed blood. We need the power of the Holy Spirit to change us. Leopard doesn't change its own spots. But what are we talking? Oh, just it's all human reasoning and human understanding and everything else. Psychology is just a form of godliness, denying the power. Yeah. Hey, let's have a camp meeting, decide what the husband should do. We're just stupid Homer Simpsons now. God's arm is not so short that he cannot lead, but what are you teaching? Oh, well, surely he would have told everybody, and surely he would confirm it with your wife, and on and on and on. Okay? And the kids see right through it, and look at the nonsense that's going on. Okay? Yeah. Rebel CBN News, that's broadcasting network for I guess, the Shroud of Turin. Okay. Yeah, well, maybe. Final Generation sees Psalm 83. He's the guy that just beat around the bush. John Barnett. Okay. 13K views. We can go him too. Okay, see what he's doing now.
Well, let's open our Bibles to Revelation 19.
Calvary
Before we
Bible
jump into
Church.
prophecy,
Okay.
we have to always remember why. What is prophecy about and what is it for? And Revelation 19 tells us specifically in verse 10, this is an event that happened that's recorded for us when the Apostle John was on his tour around heaven from the island of Patmos.
Revelation 19:10. Well, let's go see. Let's go see what he's talking about. Okay. 10. I fell at feet to worship. Blessed are those called the marriage supper of the Lamb. Okay, and he said unto these are true and sayings of God. Marriage supper of the Lamb. Okay. Now, first of all, I see on sorcery. That is from the Greek word pharmakai. Revelation 18:23 warns us about the merchants that wax gold, but no, most don't want to say anything about that. Okay, but okay, the marriage supper of the Lamb. Should we continue with him? See what he says. Well, I scroll back here to Zechariah.
But he said to me, the angel said to John, see that you do not do that. I'm your fellow servant. It's interesting how angels look on themselves.
Amos 1, by the way, Gaza.
They're serving God.
So I can go
Your brethren who have the testimony of Jesus.
Amos 1.
Here's the key.
Amos 1, Gaza.
Now look at the ending of verse 10 of Revelation 19.
It's in here.
For the
Gaza.
testimony of Jesus
Gaza.
is the spirit of prophecy. The
Verse
whole
7,
purpose of
Gaza.
prophecy
It's in there. Zephaniah 2.
heightened our curiosity,
Gaza. How come it's in the Bible? That was written thousands of years ago. Huh? What?
True biblical prophecy causes us to long for worshiping God as we go through.
The missiles from Zechariah chapter 5 from Shinar, Iran. This is happening. The guy knew it was written a long time. I said, yeah, 2,500 years ago. Despise not prophecy. But they don't want to bring it up to speed. Why? Living waters. It's already happening. That's how they're surviving in Gaza. Okay? Saints come with him. The ambassadors already chosen at the marriage supper of the Lamb.
Dave came up to the microphone and said, I've heard you talk about the final generation, and how come the Bible would say there's a final generation, and what are some of the indicators of that? And so,
Well, he's pre-trib American, okay? Matthew 27, 52 and 53 already happened. We are the next event, the great multitude. But the lukewarmness, Matthew 22, many are called, few are chosen. Lukewarmness is warned about. So no, most people won't believe it happened, or they believe what? UFOs took a few. Mainstream media is not going to tell people the truth. Go down to the graveyard after September 23rd, Feast of Trumpets. Huh, I did it last year. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure myself. I went through the graveyard, bro. I don't see any graves opened up. Sorry, I don't think it happened. People are saying all kinds of stuff. Well, then I learned that Israel is 77 years old, just last month in May. Jacob was 77 years old when he married Leah. Ha! Hello, I just found that out this spring. Guy says he's been studying it for 25 years. I really don't care. Huh? Lots of people study all kinds of stuff. Have all kinds of diplomas. I've been studying it for 55 years. Okay? 25 years. Big deal. Does that mean I have it 100% right? I'm still learning. I'm still human. I still make mistakes. Some people think they're already immortal and they're already sanctified and they're already... What? Get down on our knee. If my people are called by my name and humble ourselves and turn from our wicked ways. But only the rich young ruler was supposed to go sell all they have and follow Jesus. We can have our comfortable lifestyle and teach what? That others should give us more donations for a tax receipt. So they, what? It's twisted. You think you're going to have your cake and eat it too? The more we know or even could know or have, the more we are accountable for. Go sell all you have and give to the poor. Help them. No, wouldn't want to do that, would we? Okay. Islamic head hatred of Israel. Yeah, okay. But God's not, he's working. Gives them even dreams and visions and come out. But then we want to make a proselyte onto our pre-trib views and sit in our benches, pew stinks to high heaven. The iniquity of my people is a stench in my nostrils. No. But we think we've done no wrong. Really? Are we really worthy? We better be under shed blood. It's not just a Matthew 22. And hey, the women are ravished. 1/3 here, half in Tel Aviv is party town. How many more abortions in Tel Aviv? Especially since 67. Okay. On and on. John Barnard. It's the American pre-trib. Next event, you could call it mid-trib or post-trib is terminology, like a truck is a lorry in the Ukraine. Like, get over it. The rapture is Latin for caught up. Strain at knots and swallow camels. Every 1,000 years. Where are we at? Take your Star of David down. The fig tree has, I found out, has 3 harvests in an optimal year. Gee, it lines up, just happens to line up with Pentecost, which already happened. Maybe Daniel walked all the way from Babylon, and that's 7 weeks. 7 times 7. From the high annual Sabbath, Mr. Adventist, and these other people want their Sunday. Okay, trumpets, September 23rd. I wrote down 100 days, plus or minus. It'll be probably up here for a week or two. There's my name, my phone number. My name is on my YouTube. I'm not hiding. Aaron, I'm not hiding. In Hamilton, Ontario, I'm not hiding. You insist that I email me? What, with a donation? Go back to your music lessons. stop with the games. It's not just you. I hope other people haven't been stumbled by your Count to Omar stuff. That's why people go to the shop, a bunch of nonsense. Yeah. Hey, the ship is going to come in, whether we like it or not, whether we know it or not. Like a kid on the pier seeing that ship, it's coming, it's coming, it's coming. And then we find out it's not. It will get here. Okay? 2 years ago, people were saying things, Feast of Trumpets. I said, no, the solar eclipse comes first. Okay? Hey, I read all this book, 88 Reasons Why, and the year 2000. So I didn't see this stuff. Matthew 27 happened. I just happened to be fasting the time and praying. And the Lord showed me. Yeah. When was the last time we spent some quality time on our knee, begging for His mercy? No, we're arrogant. We're arrogant. The young preacher's arrogant. We call it self-esteem, pride. We just put a different term on it. Interrupted me and my wife. Accused me of interrupting the young lady, distracting her. I said, she's my legal wife. You need to apologize to her. Arrogant. The guy in Texas flying around with a helicopter, 50 years difference. The little Filipino lady didn't care, had a couple kids with him. Hey, there might be a battle over the state now. Well, it's a ticket for the girls to get out of the country. That's why a lot of the Filipino guys don't like us foreigners. Is that why the Filipino pastor went in and talked to me for 2 weeks? Maybe somebody took advantage of his sister or niece too. This is a problem around the world. But no, I met my wife in Hong Kong. One wife at a time. No, you can't nail them down to the floor like a Christmas tree. You take a nice decoration, fasten on the floor. Why do you think they had the trees around the altars? What do you think the temple prostitutes were? I learned this when I was in Israel. Only once there, but I learned lots. Some people go time and time again. They didn't see the hologram at Shiloh coming down through the ceiling. Went to touch the wall. There was nothing behind me. Hey, the Lord showed it to me. Zechariah 6, later on I read it. The branch, He builds His temple after. I was already questioning this nonsense about needing the third temple. No, it's sheer nonsense. Okay? This is counter-reformation that was come up with by the Jesuits, I believe, to counter the Reformation in 1500s, of Luther and stuff. Okay? And what are we buying into? Now they get into the same boat. We make jokes about it. And how much are we going to give to heaven? Well, a Jewish rabbi says, I'll just throw the money up and whatever God wants, He'll keep. Yeah. We make jokes about it. We make jokes about the wife turning the neck. Well, maybe she shouldn't even be in the same room. We have audio. She can go in the nursery, look after some kids. Okay?
This is a psalm written by a prophet, Asaph the seer.
Well, at least he doesn't have a toupee on. How many people do that? I kind of wonder, who are they kidding? Come on. See?
It's an Old Testament word for a prophet. So Asaph.
But there's no prophets anymore. Really? I guess God doesn't do anything anymore. Really? Well, if God's still doing things, then He has His prophets. Because He said He doesn't do anything without telling His prophets. So which is it? God isn't doing anything or has prophets? You can't have it both ways. Okay? precept upon precept, line upon line. No, Moses died, listed 3 times. No, it doesn't say anything that Enoch divided the water. It doesn't say it didn't. Just because we don't make movies about it, most people don't realize Joshua divided the Jordan River in flood season. Just because they didn't make a movie about it. And we watch movies as it's chosen, and everything's got to be, the Bible has to line up with the movie? No, it's the other way around. Passion of Christ. Hey, Mel Gibson's coming out of Romanism now. Good. That was just the start when he made that, and then he had to go through some real struggles and problems in his own life. We all have valleys. What do? The one guy was in a seminary, shot himself. I had to leave another seminary, Mr. Adventist, at Lacombe, Alberta. Psychology was a mandatory class, but the psychologist doesn't want to read the book called Psychoheresy by Botkin. The guy in the bookstore in Red Deer, Alberta, gave to me. Yeah, he gave it to me. He had it in the back room. He was so harassed for having it out. Unbelievable. Actually, all things are possible. Only believe. Yeah, Elijah went to the third heaven. So did Enoch. And they're coming. Okay? The ambassadors are already chosen. Before they come. When? Are you known in the city gates? Supposed to pray for our leaders? So he says, okay, you live in Calgary, Alberta. Why aren't you down there? Hey, I guess so.
At Psalm 83, with God's plan for the future.
Okay. We can go through that. I spend a lot of time on going through, and I get annoyed at some of the stuff they point out to. You can always learn a little bit what not to do. Okay. Mark Blitz just got back from Israel again. He's going this fall. Well, maybe somebody paid his way. Nice donation. I don't know. Twice in a year? I never get to talk to him. I talk to some office people. Now he's saying there might be more than one rapture. I think it was 5 years ago when I moved into this little place here that I called him. We had moved out of the stepson's townhouse. He sold it now. I had to put stuff in storage. Ended up renting a garage. It's more storage. I should just give that away too. Why? I don't plan to be here much longer. None of us know the exact day. I mean, look at the Air India crash. Did they really think they were going to kiss it goodbye until the resurrection? But can't we make that plane safer? I believe we can. I believe we can. If you think it's possible. My mom used to say the biggest shortage they had in the Ukraine was 6 inches between the bureaucrats' ears. You think you can't do it? Then if you think, you're already defeated. If you think it's possible, I believe it's possible. Steel wheel on a steel rail for a train. They haven't improved the braking on a train since George Westinghouse air brake. And they didn't want that either. They laughed a lot about the light bulb too. Most people had gas lanterns. The telephone. We're so smart, Canadians. We pat ourselves on the back. How come the U.S. has Bell telephone? The fact is, Canada didn't want to even finance the telephone. Okay, Ezra Levant. Hey, I seen him at a little gas station called Jumping Pound. We're discussing about the fires up north. Yeah, I believe there's magnifying glasses found at the fires. Why? Hey, the wild mushrooms grow a year or two after the fires. The prices are good. It's called create employment. Okay, on and on. Big money in fighting fires, didn't you know? Why is it so dry? The Mexican volcano's going off. We're not being told. Rock Island Books, okay? I remember watching him a year or two ago. I said, no, the solar eclipse comes first. Happened to form a capital A from 7 years ago. Trucking company asked when I was working for them when we went down to Oregon. I kind of remember that. So that's about 8, 9 years ago I was with them. Time goes, you know. Hey, 1 year for a 1-year-old is double. Once you get into bigger numbers, 10 years one way or another, it doesn't make that much difference, does it? For a 10-year-old, it's double a decade. Once you're 20, the numbers just kind of speed up. And the guys, 20 years difference. Does a lady that's 20 care? She cares more about having food on the table for her kids. Happy Father's Day. Why is it Father's Day or something now? I don't know. See?
This project has already helped
Hey, I heard he's going losing on the counts. Might have to.
So I feel it's only right to let
I don't know if I believe this or not. I think it's AI generated.
Hey there, my friends. It's Tom with Watch and Liver. Thanks so much for joining me. I'm glad you're here. Happy Father's Day to all you dads out there. I hope you have a really good day today with a lot of bacon or
I don't even know.
you like.
Bacon?
And,
oh yeah, just pray over it. It's okay. Hey, Denny's has turkey bacon. Okay, they don't advertise it much. Get it extra super crispy. Okay, comes like a potato chip. Otherwise, it's like leather. Okay, but no, just because you pray over it didn't sanctify it. Not every word that comes out of my mouth, especially when I hang around with other truck drivers, is sanctified. Okay, you got a river in the background. Maybe go get dunked.
Wait to see him again soon.
See, he's American preacher.
Everyone had a good dad.
At least the pre-tribbers talk about the rapture coming. The post-tribbers, a lot of them just go into this pan-trib business, meaning I don't want to discuss it. It's too controversial. I just want a good time. Pan-trib. It'll all pan out in the end. Well, yeah, you'll be resurrected again, maybe after the 1,000 years. See? It'll pan out in the end. You'll stand before your king and you'll answer to him why you just didn't want to get off the fence and just, he warns us, be hot or cold. Get off the fence. Decide. No.
And I had a good dad. Not everyone had a good dad, but you know what?
So in some ways I get along better with pre-tribbers, but it's people from war-torn countries don't seem to have as much trouble when half their family's taken out already, leaving pre-trib behind. It already happened. Pentecost already happened. We're on to the next event. Go forward. Acts 16:11. Page 44.
Jesus is your sufficiency. Let's start up in 2 Corinthians chapter 9, verse 8. And God is able to make all grace abound toward you, that you, always having all sufficiency in all things, may have an...
He's going through a court case or something now. Him and his wife were praying. So finally found out he has a wife. You've seen my wife, maybe. Oh, there's a picture of my wife. Her grandson in San Diego. All my other grandkids are in Saskatchewan. Only have one granddaughter. Have 8 grandsons. 7 grandsons. 8 total.
Abundance for every good work. Beautiful verse. Let's go to Philippians 4, verse 19. And my God shall supply all your need according to his riches in glory by Christ Jesus.
He supplies both our physical and spiritual needs. Okay? Mr. Joel Richardson, that makes money off of what kind of movies? I'm not sure. Okay? But figures he has so much discernment that he can use the Book of Enoch to condone his post-trib view. No. Do I hit the nail on the head?
11, verse 24
Yeah,
there.
Ecclesiastic says the words of the preacher should be like well-driven nails. The goad, the stick to make the oxen move. Okay? Preacher yesterday says, well, some people that kind of rub us the wrong way. Yeah, rub you the wrong way, threw me out the door. Wouldn't discuss it about getting rebaptized. He tried to deny he was on an ecumenical function in Ottawa. I said, you're online. Why do you deny it? Like, what is he trying to
Things you ask
kid?
when you pray, believe that you receive them, and you will have them. Let's go to 2 Corinthians chapter 3, verse 5. Not that we are sufficient of ourselves to...
I don't know why all these goes in fairly nice looking SUV, probably. You could tell seats aren't all tore up. Everything else, okay. I don't know, down by the river someplace, Parkway. Hey, Canadian English language, a little bit different than Americans. A, you know why we say A so much? How do you spell Canada? C-A-N-A-D-A. Did you get it, A? Should I snow again? Michael Fox and John Candy, they're all Canadian. One guy ribbed me about that, but I don't think he can go with American line. The tow truck driver wanted to do Wayne and Schuster style in San Diego.
think of anything as being from ourselves, but our sufficiency is from God. Amen.
Okay. Oh, there's my mugshot. Okay. Okay. I think I got more. Yeah, he's pretty much like me on the top. I just kind of buzz it off quick. Okay. Save a few bucks. Well, so maybe then I can help somebody else. Well, I gave a guy my DeWalt tools back. Instead of pawning them off, he gave it to him. I should have been cheesed off about him. He was supposed to fix the one vehicle, didn't do it. I got it back from him. The Lord says, are you really concerned about him? Okay. Day and a half later, I bought a $1,200 item for less than a quarter of the price. Circumstantial? No. What do we really believe? Do we really believe he supplies all our needs? Both physical and spiritual? Then stop believing the lies that are around, the shortage of this and shortage of that. There's no shortages. Okay? How warm was it in the UK 500 years ago? They had vineyards. They had buffalo, sailboats, and we had buffalo. What are we believing? What are we listening to?
Philippians 4, verse 13. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me.
Okay. If we do his way. See, this is where the Pentecostals just have to believe and you will divinely be intervention. Hey, it might happen when you're a kid. Just because it happens for my son and doctor said he wouldn't walk, he was running at 1 year old. Does that mean he's still mortal, Mr. Pentecostal preacher? Just because you were taught once doesn't mean you just believe. It says, when we shall do his will, then we shall receive what was promised. Hey, get in the water again. Ask the Holy Spirit. It wasn't a bird that came on Jesus. I guess there's lots of baptisms down in the U.S. happening. I thought I was getting my passport again. I thought my wife had already filled it out. I guess she hasn't even done that yet. I thought it was sitting at the... No, I guess it's not happening. She don't want to sell the house in the Philippines. Her house. Where'd the money come from? Wow. They don't want to give refunds back to a Canadian. She wonders why I never get like the carbon tax and all this stuff. Hey, she gets it. Why? To give it to the immigrants. They may be able to vote for the federal government. They know most of us Canadians don't. Communist broadcasting. They hung Louis Riel from Montana or Regina, Saskatchewan in 1880. Got ladies on here Do they know that actually know the history? Wow. Do we actually know our Christian history? Do we actually really? Hey, they tried to bribe the guards to say about his resurrection, didn't they? They tried. They tried to do away with Lazarus too. Okay, they tried. They teach what? This is a dietary thing by Daniel. If it causes true love to wax cold. It's covetousness. They make merchandise of people. Okay? Do we really know? This happened 1st century AD, prior to the tribulation of Nero, Mr. Pre-trib American. Where are we at in history? Bring it up to speed. How can you understand where we're at if you don't understand the past correctly? On and on.
Ephesians 1, verse
Pray for him. He's got... We all have issues. We all have issues. We're all human yet. We're not immortal until we're resurrected. And no, Lazarus didn't die a second time. See, what are they teaching? How come he left from Bethany? Whose house is at Bethany? Just on the edge of Mount Olives. It's still a poor Palestinian area today yet. Hey, you can watch the tour thing. There's a garbage dump in the bottom of the Kinbred Valley. They just throw the garbage over the fence. Not that pretty looking. They don't show that on your tour brochures. Okay? It's like Vancouver. I showed the Australians. East Hastings? They were totally shocked. Okay, Hong Kong. Nice big fancy hotel. I followed some people through the back alleys. Where are they living? In a cardboard box on the river, maybe a little sampan boat. They got nothing. They come there to work. One guy had a little juice stand. Folds down, rolls out the shutter, making juice, apple and carrot juice. This is kind of nice. Why? They're not getting paid enough to hardly survive. Okay? Yet they want more. It costs more to live in Vancouver, BC. Union is stronger out of there. They want more interprovincial stuff. The company in Saskatchewan, who welds the frame? It's down on a colony with a 14-year-old kid. I seen it in one colony, and didn't have safety glasses on. But they want medical coverage, no compensation, no. How can a shop in town compete with that? But now who owns a company in Yorkton, Saskatchewan, a little town? The one manufacturer closed up, so maybe he had a half-decent offer. It's owned by the East Indians. I don't know if they own the agricultural side. The ramrod skid steer made in Yorkton, Saskatchewan by Leon Manufacturer is now, I was told, by a fellow that has the Bobcat little unit, is owned by East Indians. Hey, it was more popular in the UK and stuff. Canadians don't make nothing good, really. I mean, we got to buy foreign stuff. It's better made. I thought the robotic welder was made in Germany or someplace. Nice looking unit. It's made in a little town in Alberta, Grand Prairie, Alberta. What? How come they're talking of putting this AI super computerized stuff way up there? Well, there's new power dam going in, so maybe they get a contract for cheap power or something. I don't know. Takes all kinds of power, but it's also in a remote area. The guy knew I knew. He says, yeah, that way you have less problems with methane. It's off in some bush. Well, so much for the guy's cattle or the farmer, right? I mean, you wouldn't want it close to the city. Is that what they did down in the U.S. with their big generation unit? All kinds of methane coming off or whatever? Hey, Small population is not a problem, huh? The preachers say nothing. They just go playing golf. They're too busy. Too busy doing what? So we watch YouTubes like this guy. Yeah, preacher. I could have went there today. I should go upstairs and get the laundry out. Minute and 20. I should shut this down. I gotta take a break again here. Have a good day. Is plug in power here because it takes power to put these other YouTubes up and kills the battery. I found that out. Hey, there's my name and number. Feast of Trumpets. About 100 days from now. In the fall. It's coming. It's coming. Okay. Israel is now 77. Jacob was 77 when he married Leah. The fig tree has 3 optimal harvests in an optimal year. Have a good day. Bye-bye.